A lot of people are looking at it as very positive. You saw Doc Rivers last night in his press conference without even seeing Ben. You could see that he was relieved and happy that Ben was coming back. But I don't know, and Wild, you alluded to this a couple segments ago, what are Ben's motives? Is he coming in to play? That would be great. Is he coming in to suit up and, be ready to play opening night or opening week? Is he coming in to get his money and then he comes down with a back injury or something? Or is he coming in to act up in the hopes of forcing a trade, a la James Harden last year in Houston, a la Jimmy Butler in Minnesota, a la Anthony Davis in New Orleans a few years ago? I mean, I don't know. We don't know, so we have to wait and see. And then I got to throw this out too, Nick. I get the excitement in Philadelphia in the organization about Ben being back because now you seemingly have crossed the bridge. But there were problems anyway. It's like if Kyrie gets vaccinated, it's going to be like, wow, that's great. Okay, we got past that. But then there's the issue of, is he going to take a sabbatical next week just for the heck of it? The issue of, is he going to get injured? Like, there are other issues. So with Ben, he's back, but it is not all good, even if he suits up and he's in good spirits and lets go ball.
But it's better than it was.
Because it's better than it was, but they want to win a championship.
Yeah.
And they are not winning a championship. Ben successfully, and credit to him and his representatives, successfully turned the narrative to, no, they're not going to trade us. We're going to get traded. We want out. And that became the narrative. Ben wants out. But Philly needs to trade him unless he shows up, Nick, and starts shooting jump shots. Real talk. Until he starts shooting outside shots, he's a liability to winning a championship.
Well, okay, but come the playoffs. But he's not going to be on the team come the playoffs. During the regular season, even without jump shots, he's an immensely valuable player.
There you go.
He was a huge part as to why they got the 1 seed. And here's the reason I don't think he's going to act up. Now, is he going to have back injury? Is he going to be going 100% at all times? I don't know the answer to those things. But he's not going to have to act up. Because unlike the Harden situation or even the Anthony Davis situation, I don't know if Anthony acted up. Anthony just wore that T-shirt the one time. But the Sixers want to trade him. The Rockets never wanted to trade Harden. The Pelicans never wanted to trade AD. The Sixers want to trade him. Even before he demanded a trade, they were willing to trade him. It just has to be for the right package or the right player. And so I don't know what comes next, but I know up to this point, some media folks sure owe my buddy Daryl Morey a bit of an apology. It's like, it's asking for too much. You're not going to get anything. Take DeJounte Murray and picks. What about the Buddy Hield poo-poo platter? No. Ben was Ben's not going to miss.
What did Buddy do to you?
$30 million out of because he wants to be traded. So the Sixers made a bet. He's going to walk back through that door. The league still values him. And I also think they might have made a bet that if you look at the Sixers' schedule, it's pretty soft early. Their toughest game early is Brooklyn. And that Brooklyn game is going to be just surrounded by the mayhem around Kyrie. That maybe Wilds, other players, Brad Beal or Dame, are going to see a Sixers team that starts 9-2 and like, I can win a title there. I do want out of my situation, and that is where I want to go. They don't know that already? So, here's the thing. I'm not sure.
Not to go before a while, but they don't know that already? Really? What have they been watching?
Maybe they do. Maybe they. I don't know. I know there are folks that believe Brooklyn is this prohibitive favorite, but now that has changed somewhat, right? Because of the Kyrie situation. My point is, if you're the Sixers Wilds this morning, this is great news. No matter what Ben produces or what happens, the fact that he's back in the fold and you're closer to that December 15th date when really all trades are available, it's a great day for the Sixers, and they were smart not to trade Ben for 40 cents on the dollar.
So a few things. One, I think you've got your storylines sort of reversed. I think Ben is the more interesting storyline and Kyrie is number 2. We know that Kyrie is mercurial, and whether or not he gets vaxxed, okay. The Ben story is far more fascinating. And here's the other thing. When Kyrie shows up, people are going to cheer for Kyrie. We have no idea what well, I kind of have an idea, to be honest with you, of what the reception for Ben is going to be in Philadelphia. The idea that the Sixers are going to get off to this hot start with Ben suiting up and going into Philadelphia, I think that's going to be rough. And Broussard, if we have any chance of Ben succeeding, he needs to be in a supportive environment, which he was in before he refused to take shots. That is not what he is going to receive. And if he wants it, he's going to have to do a press conference and really be co-signed by Joel. If they do a joint press conference and Joel co-signs and be like, we're here, we want to win, and we need your support, I think Philadelphia would say, you're right. Let's put the past in the past. But if Ben doesn't sort of pushes Joel away, doesn't say, hey, oh, sorry, I got a new phone. I got my Verizon was messed up. That's why I didn't respond to any of your texts. You know how Verizon is. So unless he does that and apologizes to Joel, I did save you the money on the private plane, though. I think Ben is going to have such a hostile reaction to Philadelphia. The idea that he's going to play great is not going to happen.
Well, look, that's the ideal situation, Wiles, that he does come in and play great. Now, he and Joel, I don't think they're going to come out together and sing Kumbaya for the press. But I think, ideally, Ben goes in there. They make up in the locker room. It's all good. Fellas, it's all good. He plays well, and to Nick's point, he gets traded sooner rather than later. Look, I'm leaving open the possibility of Ben acting up, but I get it. That's really not his personality. He's definitely not going in and pulling a Jimmy Butler like he did in Minnesota. He's not. I don't know that can do what Harden did. Harden's a possibility. Because if it's looking like Ben is playing well and the Sixers are clicking and Ben feels like, well, maybe they won't trade me, then maybe he goes
they
into
want to trade him no matter what. I think he knows they want to trade him no matter what, Jenna. I think that helps the Sixers, is that he knows that the Sixers and Ben are aligned on one thing. The Ben and Joel pairing is not perfect. It's far from it. And so they are both working towards this end. It just can't be for Pascal Siakam in a 2026 draft.
I agree with that.
That's not going to get it done.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.